Well, today I have decided to tell a very interesting story. Uh, Warning, the story is a tad sexual in nature. Now, I'm going to tell you something personal about myself. I don't really like rough sex. I'm not into the whole pulling hair, smacking butt stuff. I don't know. It's just not my style. Don't get me wrong. If you're into that stuff, that's your business, whatever. I don't know. I think it's corny. Pretty corny. But there was a woman that I met a long time ago, back in, was it 2008? Yeah, her name was Ashley, and I have to admit I was kind of a dirty old man that day. I was 34 years old at the time. She was 23. Hey, she started it, and well, she needed help with the rent and stuff like that, so I became her roommate, and that's probably how it should have stayed. But things got a little kinky one night. I was drinking some Crown Royal with an ice water chaser. She had a thing for vodka, and she would make mixed drinks with sports drinks, vodka and sports drinks, whatever flavor she had. She didn't care, and she was making some potent drinks. Holy shit! And we got good and fucked up. And I remember I was helping her put together a MySpace page. We were picking songs to put in the, you know, playlist for MySpace. And the next thing you know, we're snuggling on the floor. I'm sitting down on the floor. She's sitting in front of me, facing away from me. So I'm like wrapped around her, like, and things started getting a little interesting. Now, as we were cuddling like that, she started telling me a story. Not really a story, just a couple of fantasies that she was interested in trying, and she never got the opportunity to try. Now, she kind of likes it rough. I'm the total opposite. I don't like rough. I don't. At least I don't do rough. But she said, "Well, I've always wanted to dominate a guy and completely just dominate the guy, completely just have total control of the guy." That was her fantasy. But she didn't live that fantasy because even though she found a guy or two that would be willing to do that for her or let her do that, the guy would get into it, turn the tables, and take charge, which she was cool with, but she didn't get to live her fantasy. So that's one fantasy. The second one was she always liked to bite guys, but the guys always complained when she bit them. So I have to be honest, I'm not into that biting shit either. But I wanted her so bad. She was 5'7". She was a stick figure though. She was maybe 120 pounds tops. She was really, really thin, but tall. 5'7" is pretty tall for a girl, I suppose. But here at the time, I weighed 280 pounds, and I stand 6'4". Yes. So it was kind of an interesting thought to have this little pipsqueak young girl ravage my ass. So I bluffed. I called her bluff, and I said, you know what? I was lying through my fucking teeth. I won't lie, but I was drunk. What can you do? I said I wouldn't have a problem with being bitten, not one bit. So at this point, she turns, she shifts. She was facing away from me, but then she turned and looked at me. She turned and looked, and she went, "Mm-hmm, right." I said, "No, no, really." I said, "Yeah, seriously." So she leans over, bites the shit out of my tattoo. She bit the shit out of me. Now on the outside, I did what I was supposed to do. I said, "Ooh, baby, ooh, ooh." She was leaning over me here, so her neck was right there. So I went for that neck, tore it up, right? Tore it up. Yeah, but that was on the outside. On the inside, I'm going, motherfuck, she bit the shit. God damn it. Shit. That was what was going on in my head. It hurt like a motherfucker. I didn't like that shit. But I was drunk and I wanted her so bad because, you know, I hadn't been laid in a while. Give me a fucking break, all right? So she got turned on by my reaction, the one on the outside reaction. And she straddled me. And I was like, oh, hello. And I said, I reminded her, I said, you want to dominate a guy, really? Are you serious? So we started making out, boom, 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 going to town. I'm pinned on my back. She's digging her fucking claws in my forearm. She's biting me all in my neck, scratches, bruises, and shit. She bit me so hard I had bruises. Yeah. And I laid, I was like, oh yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, baby. Okay. Oh. Nope. I wasn't indignant it. Not really. But that's when I realized I'm really good at taking charge, a lot more than I thought I was. So before this story gets any more kinky, let's just say I kind of got irritated with all the biting and clawing and scratching and shit. And I turned the tables on her. I took charge and I handled my business. Yes. Now I know that was kind of a, and that's only half the story. I'd love to tell you more of it, but nah, you'll just have to use your imagination if you're into picturing me that way. But I'm going to add this to my playlist of drunk stories because it was definitely a drunk story. Yeah, that was my favorite drunk story, actually. I have to admit that that youngster kind of schooled me a little bit, but I schooled her right back. It was fun, and I'm very proud of that moment. And, well, there you go. Thank you. Bye bye.